Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading about the major shift that's happening for you in your life. We've got 4 piles to choose from today. You can go ahead, take a second, see which one you feel like you're being drawn to, and we're going to get started and see what kind of major shift is happening for you in your life. We're going to start here with pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So take a second and you can go directly to the timestamps below and it'll take you straight to your message. Hey pile 1, you guys chose the pile with the hematite stone. This stone is, what this is telling me about your pile right away is that there's definitely some grounding that needs to be happening for you. So the shift that's going to be coming into your life is becoming more grounded, healing a little bit more, healing from anxious feelings, healing from overthinking, from being too much in the mental body, and coming back down to earth. So releasing some of the air element and incorporating some more of the earth element. So that's what I'm seeing for you right away. Let's go ahead and get started with your cards and see what is happening for you. So I'm going to start here with the blade. The blade here is telling me that there is a toxic situation in your life that needs to be cut off, that needs to be recognized as being toxic to you and released, let go of. This could be a person, this could be a situation, a job. There's endless possibility of what it could be, but this card is telling me that it's time to release that. It's time to let that go. What I'm feeling for you with this King of Swords present is that likely there's an authority figure in your life that is controlling you in some way, or you feel controlled by in some way. I feel that you have been made to defend yourself in a lot of ways, or made to feel like you're constantly combating whatever it is that this person or situation is presenting to you all the time. It makes you question your values, it makes you question your morals, it makes you constantly feel like you need to just defend yourself in some way. I do feel very combative energy for you. I see the 6s present quite a bit in this spread, which is telling me a very big message. And that is that you are in a place currently, or maybe you've just recently left it, where you're constantly battling. You're constantly on the defensive mode. And you need to accept responsibility for this situation and move out of it, move into balance, move into a more harmonious energy and more harmoniously conducive energy for you. Because what I'm seeing for you when I say take responsibility, I don't mean that this is your fault, because it probably isn't. But what I am saying is that you need to recognize your ability to respond in this situation. And your ability to respond in this situation is releasing it, is cutting it off, moving away from it, and then creating what it is that you actually want to experience in your life. What I'm seeing for you, the fact that you guys chose 1, is telling me that you're moving away from partnership and into solidarity, into independence. And this is going to offer you a moment of rest. I think finally, when you can seek seclusion from this situation, remove yourself from the situation, you're going to be able to rest. You're going to be able to hear the call that has been, calling you, that has been telling you, like, go this way, this is wrong, this is what you need to be doing instead. Whatever it is, this is when you'll be able to hear it, is when you have a moment of silence, when you have a moment of rest, and you can let your guard down finally. I really do feel that you're finally able to let your guard down when you remove yourself from this situation. Because I am seeing healing happening for you. Temperance is here. And Temperance is telling me that this situation will be healed. That's what the major shift is you alchemizing, changing the situation little by little until it works for you, until it's what you need it to be, until it's what is more conducive to your lifestyle, your values, your morals, whatever it is, wherever you were being challenged. This is a card of healing. This is a card of changing. It's not just a card of hope the way the star is, but rather this is you taking an active approach to changing your life. And that's what I'm saying. When I see 6, this is telling me that you have to take an active responsibility an active approach into changing your life. It's not going to just happen for you. You have to release whatever it is that holds you back. You have to release the toxic situations, the toxic people, the poison that keeps you from moving forward. And that's what you're doing. You're changing, for temperance, you're changing what was poisonous into something healing, into something gold. And that's what I'm seeing for you. That's what the shift is that's going to be happening for you. While you're also on one hand becoming more independent, maybe spending more time alone, more time in solitary or solitude, what I'm seeing for you is also reconnecting with the people who are loyal to you, reconnecting with people who do care about you, who do love you, and who can remind you what your values are, remind you who you are, remember you, bring you back together. That's what I feel. I feel that you have spent so much time battling a situation, battling a person, that now you're able to spend time with people who can pull you back together and make you feel whole again, remind you who you are. And what this is going to do is bring you into a lot of feminine healing. I mean, we have healing feminine energy, which is pretty straightforward. We have the healing feminine energy and we have the yin energy. So you've spent so much time in this energy of defense, defending, a very masculine energy, doing, like just constantly pushing your energy outward in whatever way, whether it's to protect yourself, to create boundaries, whatever it is. The shift is going to allow you to finally get into a more receptive energy, a more creative energy, a more feminine energy, and heal that femininity. Because when we rely and over rely on the masculine energy, it squashes the feminine energy, and it's time to bring that back into balance. Because 6 is also a very feminine number. It's a very feminine and motherly number, in my opinion. So the 6 showing up everywhere is telling me that you have to bring that back into your life. This shift is going to bring that femininity, that healing, receptive, creative energy, that quiet energy. It's bringing it back into your life. And you're going to do this. You're going to be able to accomplish it by accepting responsibility. Your role, your responsibility, understanding what that is, and being motivated to learn from whatever it is that you've experienced and teach others, through your experience, through your action, whatever that may be. Because it's been a battlefield for you. There is definitely healing that needs to happen. 5 of Swords to me is the card of emotional mending, really, really mending what it is that hurt you emotionally. This is the battlefield card, and it's finally walking away from it, finally releasing it and letting it go. And knowing that you will be protected during this transition, because I am seeing 5s as well, which is telling me that there's transition that's happening for you. And there's a reminder that you are taken care of. You can feel relaxed in the palm of the universe. You can know that there is going to be protection in difficult times for you. That's what these cards are telling me here. That you are protected, that the universe has your back, and that you will move forward and you will be re-inspired. That's almost the most important message for you, because when you move, when you can cut off whatever it is that's hurt you and get back in touch with femininity, get back in touch with the mending, the emotional healing that needs to happen for you, what this is going to offer you is inspiration. Feeling inspired again. Feeling like the beginning of creativity can enter your life one more time. Like you can have ideas again. That you feel happiness. That you feel creative inspiration to move forward and to create your life. Because this creative inspiration that's coming in for you, the shift that's allowing creative inspiration to come in for you, is reminding you that you can create anything you want in your life. That life can be whatever you want it to be. But the only way that that will happen is if you take responsibility and cut out what no longer works for you. If you have an idea of what your life should be, what you want it to be, then the journey is for you to slowly cut out what isn't working, what isn't going to give you that situation, that feeling, that experience, and move away from it and move towards instead the things that do inspire you, the things that do give you happiness, the things that do make you feel safe, loved, in touch with your creative energy. Because I do feel that this shift is putting you in a place of, instead of being in this cold place, this place of metal, of I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like a cold winter, and instead you're moving into spring. You're moving into feelings of rebirth, of happiness, of connection, of just new life. That's really what I'm feeling for you. I feel new life coming for you if you can let this situation go. If you can get back in touch with people who love you and have them help you, remember you, remind you who it is that you are. But the most important way you're going to do this is by spending time alone, by cutting off yourself from whatever situation this was, and instead acting alone for a while, acting by yourself in solitude, in independence, I should say, and moving forward in a way that strengthens you, and in a way that helps you connect with the universe as your partner, co-create with the universe. That's a big message for you, is co-creation. Instead of just constantly fighting what you don't want to happen, take responsibility and become the co-creator with the universe. Understand and recognize what it is that you want to experience, and actively take a role in creating that for yourself. And the first step to do that in this shift is to cut off whatever's toxic for you, whether these are thoughts, people, situations, jobs, whatever it is. You know what it is. Let it go, release it, recognize the universe as your partner, and move into a more harmonious space. Move into a place that will allow you to feel and connect with your inner child again. And by connecting with that inner child, you'll be able to feel inspiration. You'll be able to feel creativity. And you can heal that feminine energy and create what it is that you want to create in your life. Because you do have inspiration coming in for you. I have staffs. You're moving from the sword energy into the staff energy. And this is just telling me that you're moving away from the battle, from the conversation, from the back and forth, from the anxiety, and you're moving into instead healing, inspiration, purification, creativity. And that's where your life is going. That's where you're going to shift into, if you can allow this to just happen for yourself and take an active role in co-creating this experience that you want to have. So that's what I'm seeing for pile 1, you guys. I hope you enjoy your reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile 2. You guys chose the pile with the jasper here. So this is telling me right away that when it comes to the major shift in your life, you guys have been in the creative mode, trying to create what you want your life to be. That's what I'm feeling. I feel that with this stone, this is telling me that you are drawing the picture of your life right now, and that it's been testing you, that you've really had to ask yourself some hard questions when it comes to how you want your life to look, why it doesn't look the way it does, and asking you to take a very active approach in creating your life. And instead of being passive, taking the drawing brush, the pencil, the whatever into your hand and actively creating it. That's what I'm seeing from this stone here. So let's go ahead and get into your cards and see more specifically what's going on. Okay, so you're trying to create wealth in your life. I can see that you are trying, there's probably been a heavy focus in your career or your finances, and you are trying to create wealth in your life. You have been doing this, there's been a lot that you've been juggling, because we have the 2 of Pentacles here. So this is telling me that you are doing a lot to accomplish this, and that you've been dealing with a lot to accomplish this. And I feel like your whole life recently has been just a balancing act of figuring out who you were, or knowing who you were, figuring out who you are, how to move forward, how to reach for the higher self, how to reach for the higher experiences in your life, while simultaneously, balancing and juggling everything that you already have going on, whether this is multiple jobs or feeling like you're always about to lose money. That's another thing I see with the 2 of Pentacles. The way he juggles it makes me feel like there's always a fear of money loss that kind of rules your experiences in a lot of ways. And I feel that you're trying so hard to create this wealth, to create some sort of sturdy ground for you, for your family to stand on, and take control of your finances, take control of your home life, or whatever it is. take that back into your own hands. And so what I'm seeing for you is, if this has been your experience so far, the shift is that you're going from a place of juggling, balance, trying to make ends meet. And I'm feeling a place of rest and renewal come up for you so that you can persevere more. And what I'm feeling is this whole situation has really this is an intense experience that I can see from here. When this card comes up, the medicine wheel, this is telling me that you've had to ask yourself some major questions about who you are, about what you experience, and where you want to go. The medicine wheel talks about 4 directions: north, east, south, west. South being, where you came from, right? And how that influences who you are. The west being what's toxic for you, what you need to cut off and let go of in your life. North, asking yourself, what am I passionate about? And do I show my passion? Do I act on my passion? And the east, asking what I want to create. What do I want to bring into my life? What can I ask for from God? So these are the major questions that you've been asking yourself, that you've had to deal with. And really, with the snake here in the middle, this is telling me that you've had to do some serious shedding of identity, of thoughts and experiences and emotions that maybe you didn't even know you had. And you've had to really let go of that in order for you to become and transform into the next version of yourself. And that version of you soars above your obstacles, soars above, the issues that you experience, and isn't brought down by life, but rather always is able to find the sweetness in what it is that you experienced. And also, the biggest thing with the cheetah here is just telling me that your new self, your transformed self, goes after what it is that you want, goes after what it is that you desire, chases it down, and actively pursues its goals. That's what I'm feeling for you. It's just this pursuit of goals, of creation and wealth and your career or whatever it is. That's what's this. It's been so much bigger than that for you. What I'm feeling for you is that it started off as a path to create money, to create wealth, to create a solid foundation in career or whatever it is. And it led you into these massive questions about yourself, about who you are, where you come from, how you self-sabotage, and how you, how you can persevere through difficult times, through things that are hard, and that take patience. Because Pentacles talk a lot about patience, and that means that this has been a huge focus for you. It's been a huge focus for you, is having patience with yourself, having patience with what you're experiencing. And what I'm seeing for you is when this shift that's occurring, it's finally allowing you to regenerate. It's allowing you to shed off the old skin, to let go of what was, old about you, what needed to be let go of. You're finally releasing that. And it's caused you to die in some ways. It's caused you to really accept death and what needed to go in your life, whether this is mindsets or jobs or whatever it is, your approach. It's about letting that die off, that whatever isn't working, so that you can create new life again, so that you can get back in touch with what comes next, with bringing in new life. Because what I'm seeing for you is the shift, the beginning of it, we see this dead tree. We see the tree, completely releasing itself, its life to the universe, surrendering, so that it can be reborn into this image, into blossoming garden, into the garden of Venus. That's what I see. By the end of this shift, there's so much renewal, so much life blossoming again, that you can finally have the transformation happen for good. The transformation from who you were into what you will be, which is abundant, which is fruitful, which is blossoming. So what I'm seeing for you in this shift is getting back into integrity here. So I feel that you feel lost with this lost compass. It's like this idea of compass keeps coming up. The medicine wheel, the compass. It's like you didn't know your true north, or you've been trying to find your true north, trying to find what your passion is, where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing, and what direction do I go in? What do I do next? How I've tried everything this way and I don't see the path. Like, what is the path? Show me my true north. That's what I feel, this question of like, how do I get back to myself? How do I get to this goal that I'm seeking in my life, whatever it is? Because this goal has to do with the 8. It has to do with, it has to do with your money. It has to do with your finances. It has to do with, all the intense things in life of your identity, who you are. It's like, this is so much bigger than just a career. This is like, or your money. This is like, who was I and who have I let myself be, and how do I shift it into an entirely new identity, into an entirely new experience? It's really intense. So if you've been feeling it's intense, I am not surprised, because we had the 35 twice here telling me 8s, telling me you're focused about your generations that come after you, about assets, about your finances, about, maybe even things like marriage and, blending assets and whatever this is, like that, these are big questions. Life, death, taxes, like that's the 8, it's Scorpio energy. It's death. It's, that's what I feel. It's like there's a lot of Scorpio energy here, actually. So you may be a Scorpio, your true north node could be in Scorpio, but something about really focusing on letting what is no longer you die off and being reborn into the next version of yourself, because that's all Scorpio does, is constantly regenerates, constantly is reborn again and moves into the new identity that they will become. So that's where you're going through. This is what these cards are showing me. And I'm feeling that with this cat here, a two-faced friend, I think that this is you. I think this is the self-sabotage that I was talking about. I think this is you feeling like in some way you sabotage yourself, or some way you sabotage your own success. And I feel that even if that's not, obviously it's unconscious. I don't think we do it to ourselves on purpose, but there's some part of you that fears success, fears failure, fears success and fears, overcoming your failures, because maybe you feel like you're not worth it, like you don't deserve it. Because what I'm seeing for you is the shift that's happening is bringing you self-confidence. It's bringing you a strong sense of self-worth and self-belief. And that's what this had to do. This whole situation had to almost kill you off so that you could be reborn again, and so that you could rediscover what it is that is valuable about you, what it is that is worthy about you. Because I don't think you believed it at first. Maybe you thought you did, but you realized that there were so many things that you sort of worked against yourself, that maybe you didn't want success in some way. Maybe you didn't want the responsibility of success in some way. And now the shift is telling you that you're ready for it, telling you that you're ready to keep going. You're ready to have everything that you're meant to have and create your life the way you want it to be, because you are. If you want something, if you desire something, it desires you too. You can't desire something that you're not meant for. It's just not how the universe works. So if you ever wanted this, if you ever wanted to be the entrepreneur, if you ever wanted wealth, if you ever wanted any of these things, a stable career, that means you were meant for it. It means that you deserve it. So allow yourself to feel worthy of that, so that you can move into this shift and let go of what's dead, let go of what is done in your life, and move into the higher self, move into the higher expression that is seeking you. Because what I can see is with the 2 of Pentacles in this funnel card here, like, you have been through some frustrating things. You have been through difficult things. Your life recently has been like barely hanging on. Like, you are just constantly like trying to keep the balance, trying not to drop the coin, trying to, just make ends meet as much as you can, because there was lessons that you needed to learn in that. Lessons about how you value yourself, lessons about your self-love, about your confidence that needed to come up, that needed to be seen, so that you could heal them and fix them and love them, and then create what you will from it. The shift that's happening for you, it starts with you regenerating. It starts with you letting what needs to go. But it brings you into a moment in the middle of the shift where you're able to get clear, where you're able to really think about what actually matters to you. And what I think really actually matters to you is your family. Everything that you're trying to accomplish seems to be rooted in the family. It seems to be rooted in the fact that you love your family, that you want something stable, that you want to create something that can be passed on for generations beyond you. It's a very masculine approach. I feel like this is a mostly male energy in here, but obviously females are going to watch this too, and it's just like you've really taken a fatherly approach, and this is telling me that maybe in some ways your own father lacked in your life, and you've had to take up that role yourself, whether you're a male or a female. And you realize that you are somebody who cares about family, and you care about, stability for your family. And that's what you get clear on in the middle of this, is that this is who it's all for. It's really unselfish. It really is for other people. That's what I feel for these cards. But while this shift happens, after you are being reborn, after you let go of what needs to die off, and you sort of re-enter that lush period, what I feel for you is that you'll be less focused on your past, less focused on creating the future, and instead you're just going to be at peace with where you're at right now, with what's going on here and now, and resting. And I don't feel like not doing things, or not pursuing your goals, but just resting with the peace that you're where you're meant to be, and that it's okay, and that you're in transition, and that life is just a big transition, and that you're just here right now, and that's okay. You're going to get to where you want to go. You're gone from where you were, and you'll end up in the right place. Like, it's just this trust that I feel for you. You feel that you are more trusting of just where the journey has led you today, and that you know that you'll get to where you want to go, and you know that you'll leave behind everything that no longer works, and that you're just going to feel peace in the now. That's really what I'm feeling, and that's like one of the biggest challenges that people experience in their life, is being able to find peace in the here and now. And that's what I feel is coming for you, because there's rest, there's renewal, there's vibrancy, there's life. This is all coming in. And most importantly, I see celebration. Like, I see you celebrating your life. I see you celebrating your accomplishments. That's what the end of this shift is going to bring you. And it's going to be in your career, because we have career here. This is career that you will experience success in. But before then, you have to stand your ground. You have to stand your ground. You have to persevere. You have to keep going. You have to overcome your problems. You have to soar above your problems. And the way to do this is to just let things go that are no longer serving you, and allow them to be reborn into what will serve you. You will climb the ladder. You will climb the ladder to success. It's meant for you. It absolutely is meant for you. It's just that your journey is through career learning how to have self-confidence, how to have self-worth and self-belief. But like I said, with the Three of Cups here, you have celebration that's coming in. You will accomplish your goals, at least small ones, coming into the future. But in the major shift, once the whole major shift is over, you will accomplish your goals. You will have fame and fortune. You will have the golden energy of the sun. The sun rules career, it rules, professional pursuits, and the masculine energy. And you're going to have all of it. You're going to have all of it that you desire, by the end of it. It's just about moving through the transition and being in the here and now while things die and while they're reborn for you into the lush garden, into the Garden of Venus. This major shift is going to allow you to see the purpose in your struggle. And it's going to help you move from feeling lost into feeling found, into feeling like you understand the path now, and that you have the strength and the energy to persevere as you keep moving forward. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. I hope that it resonated with you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. We're going to be looking at the major shift that's happening for you. So what we have here is this blue stone. I can't remember what it's called, but what I'm seeing for you when it comes to this blue stone is that you are in touch with your higher chakras. You either are in touch or you're going to be getting in touch. We'll find out here in a second. But what I'm seeing for you is this beautiful sense of imagination that you have, and this sense of creation and authenticity that's coming through in your life. It's a really beautiful, soothing stone as well. So it is making me feel a sense of peace, as well as relaxation, creativity, imagination. So that's awesome. So let's go ahead and see where this shift is going to be happening in your life. All right, I'm going to start here with Taming the Wind. This card is beautiful. It really is. It's a card that talks about, with all the feather imagery here, it talks about bringing in the spiritual aspect into the material world, grounding it into the material realm. So you are somebody, this is telling me, that is meant to do this, especially paired with that blue stone. This is telling me that you are of the higher chakras. You do have a sort of a shamanic element to you in so many ways. And part of your identity, part of the wholeness of your identity, of your existence, I should say, is bringing down the spiritual element into the earth for people and for humans to really experience and integrate. That's your role. This is a beautiful, like, major purpose for you. And that's what I'm seeing is you are going to harness the spiritual aspect of creation and make your goals and your wishes happen by harnessing that energy and creating it through almost like a magic sense. So let's go ahead and see what else is coming. Let's start at the beginning here. So what I'm feeling for you is that there's this wish that you have, that you've maybe had for a while, a wish about how to express yourself, about creating something in your life, about doing something in your life, something to do with your purpose. It's something you've wanted deeply and you've desired deeply. I really feel that. And what I'm seeing for you is that the shift that's happening for you is coming from you wanting this wish, wanting this desire, this whatever it is that will make you feel satisfied. I feel that with this rat card here, that you've been working against yourself in some way, that you sort of have self-sabotaged in some ways, or been too hard on yourself, or feel like you were working against yourself. That's really what I'm feeling for you. I feel that you don't have actual enemies, but that you are your own worst enemy. The way that you overthink at times is, or maybe even just like, it could be overthinking. It could just be wanting it to happen sooner than it will, or whatever, or sooner than it does, whatever it is. This is what I'm feeling for you, is that it's like you've kind of gotten in your own way by comparing yourself to where you think you should be in some way. Because what I'm seeing for you is that you, I feel, are the shrewd one. I feel that you are smart, you're resourceful, you're shrewd, and these are positive aspects, but you almost make them work against you, or you overthink what it is that you need to do in the name of being shrewd, in the name of trying to be smart in your approach or whatever it is. It's almost left you in a place of non-action, of not exposing yourself, not exposing what you want to be seen, because you feel that there's some sort of fear of rejection or judgment that might come from what it is that you want to show to the world, especially if this is spiritually based or spiritually rooted in some way. It's really easy for people like you and us to, have reservations about showing it to the rest of the world, because it's not a super accepted thing at the moment, and it maybe never really has been. But part of your journey, part of your purpose is by reintegrating that back into the human experience. And it's about this shift that's happening for you is about recognizing that you can't stay in the shadows anymore, and that you have to come out. You have to stop working against yourself, and you have to be able to expose how smart you are, how resourceful you are, how spiritual you are, how in touch with your intuition or whatever it is. That's what needs to come out. That's what the shift that's happening for you is, you coming out of your shadows, coming out of hiding from behind the bush. because I can see that you've had an idea. There's an idea that you had, and I think you've started to make the steps towards that. I really do. I feel that you've put in at least some of the effort to begin this, but it hasn't fully evolved or shown itself to the rest of the world yet, because you're still holding back in some way. And the shift that's happening for you is going to be releasing that. It's going to be harnessing the power, the universal energy that I said from the beginning, and really making it happen for yourself, because this is a magical group. This group is the group of magic. Not only do we have the magician here, but we have Philosopher's Stone and powerful manifestation of wishes and goals. So this is telling me that you guys are magicians. You are able to create whatever it is that you want to create through harnessing the universal energy and bringing it down into the physical experience. So you're incredibly powerful people, and you're going to make this happen for yourself. You're absolutely going to make it happen for yourself. It's just about not working against yourself in your own mind, in your actions, and coming out and showing people who you really are, because that's what I'm seeing here with All That Glitters. This is the number 7. It's ruled by the 16. And so that's a 7 in numerology. And this is telling me that you are highly intuitive and spiritual people. 7 is a very spiritual number. It's a number of elevation, of vibrational elevation. And that's what I believe your purpose is to bring elevation, vibrational elevation to the rest of the planet, to the world, to the people that are in your life, and even beyond that. Because we all are interconnected. And if you probably already know that, So what I'm feeling for you is, you have this idea that you want, that this glitz and glamour that you want to accomplish in your life, with whatever goals it is that you have in your mind. But you still wear the mask of your old self. You still wear the mask of, maybe I shouldn't show people who I am. Maybe I shouldn't let people know, who I really am underneath all of this, because what if it's not accepted? What if it's hurt? What if, I'm burned at the stake, so to speak? Like, that's really what I'm feeling for this. And I feel that you need to rise above that. You need to remove the mask, rise above that, and really pursue your goals, and allow yourself, if this is a time of quiet contemplation and elevation for you, spiritually speaking, to move through it. If you are in that 7 energy right now, where you kind of do need to be alone and work alone so that you can bring this manifestation outward, then that's okay. That's just where you're at the moment. And I do feel that this is the situation for you, because we have nurture here. And this is telling me that you need to nurture something. You need to nurture, whatever this project, whatever this goal, whatever this desire is that you have. This is telling me that it needs to be nurtured, and that your big, powerful, major shift that's happening is giving life to this, is giving nurture and love to this idea and this goal that you have in mind, and bringing it to life, really, really bringing it back down to earth for you to fully experience and immerse yourself in. But it does take nurturing. It takes nurturing the idea, and it takes nurturing yourself. And really, getting in connection with creativity, getting into connection with the nurturing aspect of water and earth, and not being too stuck in mud, because water and earth does create mud, and sometimes that can get you stuck. But finding the perfect balance so that you can create what it is that you want, so that you can feel like you have what it is that you want in your life. And this could be your career, this could be your home. For me, 4 is just talking about building the foundation. So that's what it is that you need to do right now. The shift that's happening is you really nurturing that foundation and bringing it to life, bringing it into your identity, and showing people who it is that you actually are, moving from out of the shadows and into the light, and nurturing your projects so that they can come to fruition. And maybe that means asking for help from people if the opportunity presents itself. Because what I'm seeing for you is that you come from an energy of 9 of Wands. So you are somebody who does things alone, feels like you need to do things alone, feel like you can't rely on people in some ways. And in a lot of ways, the 9 of Wands is sort of like a learned victim mentality. And it comes from being pushed down. It comes from having hard experiences in your life. And that, that's true. Like, you've had to go through some things that were difficult, that made you feel like you have to go it alone. But that's not the ultimate truth. Those things happen for you for a reason, for you to for you to become aware of your resourcefulness, for you to become aware of just how capable and resilient you are, right? And now that you know that, now that that's in your awareness of your identity, of who you are, you can release it. That's why it's upside down. You can release this now and tap into the power of community, of building a community with people that you care about, right? Maybe something of what you're working on or whatever part of your goal is to build a community that you can all mutually benefit from, and this, on one hand, I feel like it's part of what you're manifesting has to do with building a community, but on the other hand, it's about releasing this need or this idea that you have to do things all on your own, and knowing that there are people that can help you. There are people that want to hear your message, that want to elevate you, that want to, help you accomplish your goals. They really, really do. They're there. So that's what I'm seeing for you, is just to release this need. This major shift is releasing this need to go it alone, to be alone, to hide behind the bushes, to wear the mask, and to show yourself, to feel comfortable in community, to feel like you are part of a community, to feel like you can lead a community even. And that's what I'm seeing for you is going to be really healing. And that's what's going to be a big shift for you. Because what I'm seeing is that you have success coming in. You have success. We have success, and we have the 10 of Pentacles here. And this is just telling me that your deepest dreams and desires are going to come true. You're going to have this. And it's built around community. It really is. So maybe part of your life purpose has been really going through the journey of what it's like to be alone, to work alone, to be on the outskirts of society, and then re-enter into society, or build your own society, so to speak. Build your own place where people who are like-minded can come in and create a family of sorts, create a space where the people who are like you can come in and elevate each other. And that's what I feel for you. You have the success that's going to come in if you allow people to peer into your life, if you allow people to give you, if you allow people to see who you really are. You can build this beautiful sense of community. That's really what I'm seeing for you. And along with this, it's going to come financial abundance. You will create financial abundance. And most importantly, though, you're going to create the abundance of feeling supported in your family, in your community, and the people that you build something with. That's what I'm seeing for you, is this 10 of Pentacles is just showing you that you can have all of that if you allow yourself to open up to the world, if you allow yourself to unfold and show the world who it is that you really are, and rejoin society, as your unique self. I do also see celebration, fun, enjoyment. That. This is what's meant for you. This is what's going to come at the end of this shift, is this big celebration and enjoyment of your life, of celebration of you, celebration of who you are, of your goal, of your talents and your abilities, and sharing that with everybody else, and just allowing the transition to happen from who you were into who you are, and coming out of the shadows and letting people know that you are unique, that you have this to offer, and that you want to build a community with others. That's what's going to allow this success and the 10 of Pentacle energy to come in for you. That's what I see. But basically this group, what I'm feeling for you is your major shift has to do with your deepest desires. It has to do with your wishes. You guys have made a wish about something. You've made a wish that you want something to happen in your life a certain way. And you've started to take the action on it. You've at least had the idea, at the very least. And it's time for you to fully immerse yourself in this goal. Fully immerse yourself and use your magic to bring to life the desires that you have. And you're going to do that by nurturing it, by allowing yourself to be seen, and by knowing that you can trust who you are. You can trust other people around you, and you can trust them to want to build a community. You can trust that the universe will bring you the right people to create this community, to create this feeling of support and abundance that wants to come in for you. if you just allow yourself to be seen a little bit more, if you allow yourself to show others who you are a little bit more, you have undeniable success coming in for you. Just release the idea that you have to do it by yourself. Release the idea that life will knock you down if you try this. It won't. That happened so that you could learn your resourcefulness and your resiliency. And now that you know that that's a part of you and how to access it and how to use it, open up again to people, open up again to the world, and you will be rewarded. You will be able to have everything that you desire. So that's a wonderful message, you guys. I hope that the reading resonates with you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Okay, Pile 4, welcome to your reading. We're going to be looking at the major shift that's happening in your life. You guys chose Moonstone. So your Moonstone choice is telling me that you guys are getting deeply in touch with your empathy, with your feelings, with your intuition, and with your spirituality. That's what I'm seeing by the Moonstone. So let's go ahead and get started and see what kind of messages are coming up for you guys. Okay, I'm going to start here with the Mystical Shaman. So what this is showing me and what it's telling me is you are currently in the transition, in the major transformation of realizing that you are not defined by the story that has happened to you thus far, and that you are fully capable of removing yourself from the path that you were going down and instead making it into a new story, a new dream, dreaming up a new dream, and creating your life the way you want it to be, regardless of the path you put yourself on prior to this. That's what this is. It's a total shift in identity and path and experience that you're having and that's happening to you right now. So if your life was going one way and you just had this moment where you were like, that's it, I'm done. This is not where I want my life to go anymore. This is not what I want to do with my life. And I'm going to completely remain still and shift paths, shift realities. That's what I'm seeing for you. You've shifted realities by having this card come up here. So let's go ahead and get deeper into this. So what I'm feeling for you, Pile 4, is you, I believe, there's some emphasis on authority that's happened in your life. I don't know if you've really, this could be a father figure that sort of forced a lot of authoritative values onto you, or you've lived a life that was very authoritative, that a lot of authority was imposed on you all the time, or you just sought out those experiences in a lot of ways. And also what I'm seeing with the Emperor is that you've been very in control of your life, that you are somebody who accomplishes quite a bit and has been the ruler of your own life. You go for the things that you want to accomplish. You are unstoppable in your goals. That's really what I'm seeing. But it's been in this way that is sort of like authoritative is all I can say. Whether this is just like being in sort of like military settings, or like again having like sort of an imposing authoritative figure in your life. It just seems like there's been rigidity in your approach to life thus far. And what I'm seeing for you is that this rigidity is coming from a disowned sense of self. So in some ways, it's almost like you had this authoritative or really controlling approach to your life because there was trauma and there was pain beneath all of it that you weren't ready to look at yet. And it seems to me that you maybe were highly criticized as a child, or you felt really like people were really critical of you in some way, and you felt like you constantly needed to prove yourself. But what I feel for you is that there was just this moment in your life recently where you kind of just realized that this is not what you want. This is not who you are, and you want to change course. You want to change direction. It seems like there was some sort of tower moment in your life, and I know this card specifically speaks of foundation and success, but what I'm seeing it as is the tower moment that happened. The moment where everything kind of crumbled for you, and you were like, the thing I've built for myself this far, I don't want it anymore, and I'm going to jump off the top of the tower and let it go into the next phase of my life, move into the next version of myself. And I feel that it really forced you, by this tower moment, really forced you to understand that there was a lot of pain that you hadn't looked at yet. There was a lot of pain and a lot of parts of yourself that you didn't allow to come into the light, that you wouldn't allow yourself to see. And I feel that it's really rooted in your spirituality. It's rooted in your femininity, in your feelings, your intuition. Like, it seems like you had a very masculine approach to your life, and suddenly you realized that you wanted to incorporate more of a femininity into your life, more feminine experiences of creativity, intuition, and feeling. And it really forced you to look into pain. When you switched gears, when you switched paths, you had to look at the pain before you could move forward again. That's what I'm seeing for you. So the major shift that's happening for you is feeling a bit scattered at the moment and feeling like you've sort of been in a place of quiet contemplation at this time. And what this is offering you is it allows you to actually find out and ask yourself who you really are. What are the things that you actually do want to express in your life? What are the things that have been left unsaid or unexplored in your essence? And becoming contemplative about your experiences and how they contribute to who you are and how you want to contribute to who you are as you move forward. And what I'm seeing for you, as you learn about yourself, as you learn about what it is that you want for yourself, you're becoming highly in touch with the high priestess energy. This is the energy of mysticism, of what's left unsaid, of what's behind the veil. That's what you're drawn to. Your energy is being drawn from this highly masculine, authoritative energy, controlling energy of self into a more explorative energy, an energy of more femininity, of spirituality and intuition. That's really what I'm seeing for you in some way. And what I feel like you've discovered about yourself and where this shift is bringing you is, to build what it is that you actually want to experience in your life. And that it's founded more on spirituality now. That you want to incorporate more of the spiritual essence into your life now, and have it be the foundation from which you grow from, instead of the foundation of trying to control feelings, trying to control experiences and just accomplish for the sake of accomplishment. Instead, you want to look for the deeper meaning in things. Look for the more empathetic, the connection that we feel with one another, and incorporate that into your life a little bit more. That's what I'm seeing for you. But you're learning. You're in the learning stages right now with building blocks and learning. You're just really beginning to dip your toe into the essence of what this is, into the essence of spirituality, into the essence of what enlightenment and awakening is for you. Because that's a journey. That's a lifelong journey. And you have just switched gears into it. And this transformation, this big shift that's happening for you is really you just going full force into it and not turning back, learning everything it is that you need to learn about yourself, about the universe, about the plants, the animals, and all the interconnectedness that is, in life, all the interconnectedness that contributes to this globe of existence and your existence. It's very deep. It's very transformational. And I do feel that you've gone through recently an awakening of your spirituality, and you're really going to build your life off of this from now on. Have this be the foundation that you set from. And what I'm seeing for you is that I feel on one hand, you're really learning the concept of karma. You're really learning how what we reap is what we sow. I don't feel like you have some sort of karmic experience that you need to brace for or anything like that. I think for you, it's more of just discovering what karma is and understanding that it's balance. It's just self-correcting balance. It's the universe's way of doing that for itself. And you're sort of realizing, if I do this, this is what happens from it. This is what will be created. If I look deeper into myself, I can create and have a more active hand in my life creation. And really just discovering the ideas of karma, discovering your role in karma and your role in balance, and balancing the self and balancing experiences and creating actively in your life. But you will have success, because what I get from you as a person is that you will have success in whatever you try to accomplish. You are somebody who, with this Emperor energy, it's telling me that you just will do it. You will figure it out and you will get it and you will be one of the best at it. Like that's what your gifts are, you know, is just the ability to accomplish and rule your own life. And so when you incorporate the aspect of femininity and spirituality and you take it and you want to learn from it and you want to elevate and enlighten yourself, you will be victorious in this. You will understand it. You will get to where it needs to go. And I feel like you just need to take a less analytical approach and a more intuitive approach to your life. And when you do this, you will feel victorious. You will feel like your life is victorious, that you are where you want it. You are where you want your life to be. And this whole thing is just asking you, and what you're trying to discover is what your ideal life path is. This big shift that's happening for you is to identify what you want your ideal life to look like and then following that path, going for that path. And you're doing it by getting in touch with your spirituality, getting in touch with what was left unsaid in the world, in your experiences, and bringing that back into your experience. You know, really a lot of meditation. I'm seeing a lot of meditation. I'm seeing getting in touch with the crown chakra. I'm seeing, communing with the divine and releasing this life of rigidity and moving into a more fluid approach and a more balanced approach to your life and what you want it to be. I do feel that you're a highly analytical person, just as is, and the trick and the change that you've had is moving from analytical into intuitive energy. That's really what I'm seeing for you. And though you might feel a little bit scattered in some ways now, I do feel you're moving out of that. This transition, this transformation that's happening is moving out of that scatteredness, moving out of the analytical, controlling environments into more contemplative, intuitive, emotional, in touch with the femininity type of energy instead, you know, and really understanding how you can build your life from that and make it what you want it to be. And I do feel that the time in your life right now is coming from a place of being alone so that you can elevate yourself spiritually, so that you can release what needs to be released from your life and move into that next phase, into the 8 energy, which is an energy of, you know, material harvest and productivity. So that's what I'm feeling for you, is the shift is bringing you out of one way of being, you know, and though you might feel a little bit scattered, a little bit, you know, like the shift is really like had to force you to change some things around in your life and really be quiet, really cut out some things. It's just lending you to the next phase of your life, which is going to be one of material harvest, which is going to be one of abundance and goal orientation, you know, having goals in mind and knowing how to achieve them. I think that's what it is. It's like you're somebody who's always got these goals that you're working towards and knowing what your next accomplishment is. And you've sort of been forced in this shift to like not have goals, to not have anything but quiet and contemplation and meditation and reflection. And then you're going to move into the energy of having goals again, of having a place to aim your efforts at. And it's going to be focused on your ideal life path. It's going to be focused on your spirituality and building your life from a more spiritual standpoint and having that connection with God that maybe you felt like you haven't had until this point. So that's what I'm seeing for group 4, you guys. I hope your reading resonates with you. And if so, I will see you in the next one. Okay, thank you.